Today, I'm showing you how I built a personalized lead generation machine using Zapier. Full credit to creator Liam Evans, whose brilliant video inspired me to have a go myself. What I do in this video can be applied to literally any business, but for the purpose of this example, I am going to be the owner of a car dealership. So without further ado, let's dive into the step by step. So here we are in my own Zapier account, and if you don't have a Zapier account and you would like to create something similar to what I am creating today, then you can actually get started on Zapier for free. But we're going to ignore this Copilot box up here, and we're going to set this up manually for ourselves. So if we start the Zap automation, our trigger is going to be a Google form. There we are. So now we can choose a trigger event for our Google form, and we are going to click new form response. So when someone submits a new form response, this Zap will be triggered and start the automation. If we click continue, we choose value. We are going to work with a test form today for the purpose of this video. We click continue, and now we can test the trigger to make sure it works. So if we click on the record that's found here, we can actually see that there is no responses in the form already. As you can see, it says sample text question answer, sample text question answer. So we need to head to our Google form and fill it out to make sure we have some test data that we can use this automation with. Is the form I created, what car should you buy in 2025? Thinking about what potential customers of my car dealership would find valuable. So I'm asking for their full name, their email address, the primary purpose for their vehicle, what is their monthly budget for both purchasing and maintaining the vehicle, how many people will typically be traveling in the vehicle, what are the typical driving conditions that they will encounter, what are their top 3 priorities in a vehicle, and do they have any specific preferences or deal breakers in terms of vehicle type. So I'm going to go ahead, fill this out with some fake data now so we can have something to run through our automation. So as you can see, I've now filmed out this form, my full name, Mia Wilkins, my email address, the purpose for commuting to and from work, my monthly budget for both purchasing and maintaining the vehicle is £400. Only one person typically travels in the vehicle. I usually drive on dry and wet conditions, mainly on flat surfaces. My top 3 priorities are comfort, fuel efficiency, and some technological features in there, and a deal breaker for me is no electric vehicles. So now we are back in Zapier, and what we can do is press find new records to see if our responses that we have submitted to our fake form can be found. So if we click find new records, we can see that it has pulled a new response, and you can see everything I inputted into that form has now come through in Zapier. So we can click continue with selected record. And now we head to the next part in our automation. So this is where the bulk of our work in our automation is going to happen. And for this, we are going to use ChatGPT. So click ChatGPT. The action event is going to be a conversation. This is what we want to do. We want to ask ChatGPT questions in order for its output to be used as the 100% personalized response that will go to the new lead. So then we click continue. So the user message is basically what we will feed to ChatGPT for what we want it to answer. This may take a few minutes, so I'll fill this part out and then I'll walk through exactly what I've inputted in this section afterwards. I have finished writing the user message, and how I've done this is through writing the message but inputting the parts of the data that ChatGPT needs to know about. So hi, my name is, and then the response to the name section of the form. Here, I'm looking for help with a car to buy in 2025. I have a monthly budget of £400, also pulled from this section here. The main purpose of this car will be, and then states the main purpose that I submitted in the form here. And as you can see, all the gaps that require data are simply inputted by clicking the plus icon here and then selecting the data. So we can scroll down. We'll leave it on GPT-4 Mini for now. For the memory key, we need to set it as the email address submitted by the person who submitted their response on the form. So we can scroll down, what is your email address, and click there. The reason this is the memory key is because if this person comes to submit the form again, the GPT will remember its email address and provide it with a similar response the next time. Then we can scroll down, and here under assistant instructions, this is where we can prompt the GPT to complete the task of providing a 100% personalized car recommendations to the new lead. Now I have written a short prompt to go in here, so I will add that and then show you exactly what it is. So now you can see the short simple prompt that I am giving to the GPT. So you are a car expert with world-class knowledge and experience in cars. You offer recommendations to people on what cars they could buy based on their own personal criteria. Please write your response in a bullet point format. With regards to the temperature, we'll leave this on 1 now, but of course, we can go back and alter these to ensure that what we are receiving from the GPT is exactly what we want it to produce. But for now, I'm just going to continue as it is. So now we can test this step. Now the test is complete, we can scroll down, we can see exactly what we inputted, and now we can see the assistant's response is, "Hi Mia, based on your criteria for comfort, fuel efficiency, and technology features in a car for commuting whilst excluding electric vehicles, here are 5 recommendations that should fit well within your £400 monthly budget." And as you can see, it suggests to us a Ford Focus for comfort, spacious seating, and refined ride quality, making it great for daily commutes. It suggests a Honda Civic, a Volkswagen Golf, a Hyundai i30, and a Kia Ceed. And even some additional suggestions down here with regards to test driving, insurance costs, and resale value. So just in this short space of time and this short amount of work, you can see the power behind this automation already in delivering a high quality and personalized response to new leads that come through the door that maybe no other car dealerships are providing. And like I said at the start of this video, this is absolutely something that could be used in any business. The possibilities here could be endless. But of course, we're not stopping there. We want this personalized recommendation to be automatically delivered to the new lead. However, before we do that, what you may notice in the reply is that the response has been formatted in something called markdown formatting, hence the hashtags here, hence the asterisks here. And of course, we do not want it delivered to the new lead in this format. So previously to filming this video, I played around with the prompt a little bit, not making it any much more detailed, just requesting it not to be delivered in markdown formatting. I played around with the model that we were using to see if that made any difference. But I have come up with a solution that I think is temporary. But of course, I'm on my own journey with AI automation, and I do expect the more I get my reps in, the more I practice these skills, that my knowledge will become better and better, and that my skill will become better and better. So for now, allow me to show you the temporary solution that I have come up with. So this is delivered in an appropriate way to the new lead. So we can add a new step, and we're going to click Formatter by Zapier. And we're going to choose an event, and this is text because we are dealing with text. We click continue, we choose a value. Now what we want to do is replace the hashtags and the asterisks so they are not shown in the response that is delivered in email format to the new lead. We can find replace, and for input we can scroll down to the conversation in ChatGPT and click the reply that it outputted. So this is a reply, as you can see here, that contains all the hashtags and the asterisks. So if we click reply, we want the formatter by Zapier to find all the asterisks. So we input an asterisk and we want to replace it with nothing. So simply click on the box, leave it blank and press continue. Now we can test this step. And as you can see with the data it's outputted, there is no longer any asterisks in our response. However, there is still hashtags, and whilst in the Formatter Zapier step 3 here, we can't do multi inputs to it, but we can add another step, Formatter by Zapier, to use the same process to remove the hashtags. So if we add a step, we click Formatter by Zapier, we choose an event, of course text again, click continue, then we choose a value. We are looking to replace. The input is now going to be the text that was outputted by Formatter by Zapier in step 3. This is the output that no longer contains the asterisks but does contain the hashtags. We want it to find the hashtags and replace it with nothing. So once again, clicking on the box and leaving it blank. Then we click continue. Then it's input. You can see we are inputting the response with the hashtags. Now we can test the step, and now you can see it has outputted a response with no hashtags, which means by running the Formatter by Zapier once to get rid of the asterisks and a second time to remove the hashtags, we now have a response that has neither asterisks or hashtags that can be sent to the new lead. So as I referred to earlier, we want this response to be automatically sent to the new lead via email. So if we click to add a next step, for this I'm going to be using email by Zapier. We're going to choose an event, which is send outbound email. Then we click continue. Who the email is going to, we can add in the data of the email submitted in the form. Click here. We can make the subject line your car recommendations are here. And when it comes to the email body, we can add in the response produced by step 4 in the Formatter by Zapier, which, as we said, includes no hashtags and no asterisks. We click here, we can sign it off, and we can say, I hope this helps. All the best. And then I'll just put Mia. Then we can scroll down. We can leave all of this blank for now. We'll just leave these settings as they are for now. Then we click continue. And now we can test this step. Test step. And just like that, I've received an email with my own personalized car recommendations. I'll throw a screenshot up on here. And as you can see, here is our finished automation. So starting with step 1, the new lead completes our Google form. We use their responses to get ChatGPT to formulate a 100% personalized response based on their own criteria. Then we take that response, and to remove the markdown formatting, aka the hashtags and the asterisks, we run it through one step in the Formatter by Zapier to remove the asterisks. Then we remove it again using Formatter by Zapier to remove the hashtags, and then we have our response without any hashtags, without any asterisks, which is now in a format appropriate to automatically send to the new lead in our last step of our automation via email. And as I'm sure you can imagine, we could add more steps to this automation. We could send them elsewhere. We could add them to an email sequence. Like I said earlier, the opportunities within AI automation are limitless. And this really could be something that, if you used in your business, could separate you from your competition. Think about the times that you have signed up to lead magnets in the past. They're general, they're basic, they're definitely not personalized. This just shows us new levels we can reach using AI automation when it comes to our lead generation, which definitely has the potential to free up more of our time and make us more money. I really enjoyed creating this, so feel free to hit subscribe as I continue to explore more of AI's capabilities.